everyone. Everybody's doing the dinosaur. It's really playing games, the Extinction Curse. I'm your GM Graham. Usually we have Sarah playing Petra Doldrammus, the Tiefling Magus, but she's out for today. But we do have Brian playing Faith, the Tiefling Monk.
Hi.
We have Garrett playing Fabian, the Catfolk Rogue.
Hello.
Ross is Oarshisk, the Lizard Folk Swashbuckler.
Hello.
Also, Ross as Marion, the Half-Elf Oracle.
Hi.
And then Patrick as Horatio, the Half-Elf Wizard.
Have the high ground.
Well, soon you will not, as you are descending now into the Aaron Tower. This kind of pyramid, four-sided, I guess it's not a pyramid, yeah, it's a pyramid. Just the flat top, four-sided, kind of mud bricky, sort of ancient structure, mysteriously placed here on the Isle of Arran. And it has some kind of orb hovering around it, an Aeon orb, apparently, that's just been dimly floating around the top, much like an Aeon stone will float around the head of its wearer. But you learn from the head priest, or head Abbot Harlock Hamdeel, that he believes something is happening. This Aaron Tower, the Aeon Orb, is fading. It's losing energy. It is causing the wildlife and nature around the tower and the vicinity of Aberton to fail, to die off. Animals can't give birth, and the crops wither and die before their time. It's bad, and since you successfully removed the corruption for the Hermitage, the logic was, I'm sure you guys will do fine just handling this ancient artifact orb, and you're circus folk, you're traveling around doing wild and crazy things anyway, like, why not? Let's just
We
give
have
it
the
a
proper
shot.
certifications.
Yeah, or something. So you decided, okay, we'll take a Arlick on this. This seems like, something worthwhile. Came into the Aaron Tower. Along the way to the tower, fought some Zolgaths, these reptilian, very foul-smelling creatures from the darkness of the underground realms below the Darklands. But that they have apparently set up shop here in the Aaron Tower. You approached via this very steep ramp, fought off a couple of gargoyles that were guarding the entrance, and then came down the steps here and found in the main entryway, standing guard, were several more Zolgaths and their dinosaur, the Deinonychus dinosaur raptor-like creature that attacked you. But you've dispatched those. With Faith and Fabian looking north now to what appears to be a much larger dinosaur with his spiny, ridged back, this armor plating, and his club-like tail swinging back and forth. And it is staring out at you from behind these stacked stones. But the stacked stones aren't that terribly high. They're only about 4 or 5 feet. But the dino kind of looks at you ponderously through them, as it's looking at the both of you, Faith and Fabian, kind of shocked there, seeing this creature. A second one ponderously comes into your line of sight and just kind of looks out at you there. While you were noticing that, a few other things happen here. Marion, as you're coming down into this main area, this other temple-like structure here in the Aaron Tower, your senses are assailed once more by a vision, and it's similar. You've seen this before. The corridors around you shift into different but similar corridors. There's a long passageway that intersects to different sides, and you hear this same gruff older male voice calling out to you, Marion, Marion, there's not much time left. Come. And you get this dark corridor sense, and something rushing toward you suddenly, and then you come out of it and you are back here in the Aaron Tower. And you've definitely heard this voice before. Not just once, twice. It's a little unsettling, but you are well steeped in unsettling voices talking to you.
Yeah, Marion kind of stumbles a little bit as he gets his bearings again.
Coming down the stairs shortly after you, Mary Narsh is there. Horatio and Petra, very steep stairs, but you are able to very carefully navigate it. As Petra comes down with you...
I was going to say, what is this way?
Oh, yeah, I'm like, oh, back up. I'm backing up.
Sure, you're going to take a few steps back as the big dino's going to scare you off. Awarsha is peering to the south. You look past another stack of stones, so like 4 feet, 5 feet high. You can easily squeeze past them. They're difficult terrain, but they're just stones stacked up there. Beyond it, you see a larger chamber, and then kind of toward the edge of your vision, you can see that there is a drop-off and some kind of like a cavern, almost either a cave-in of this tower or something large and cave-like farther off to the south. Petra descends the stairs at this point. She kind of stops for a second and looks down and looks at this, like, you know, bone necklaces, these long sharp fangs and stuff on the necklace of one of these Zolgaths here. She kind of reaches down and rips one off. You see this long tube-like thing that she holds for a second and is like, huh, this is something you might want, Fabian, and kind of tosses it in your direction and says, this is a Bloodseeker beak. It might be useful for you.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Impressive that Bloodseeker beaks are 3 levels higher than Bloodseekers.
It's something about them talismans, which Petra's
Might even be
adept
4.
in.
They might even be level 0.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Not bad for a rogue.
No, that's awesome.
So it takes 10 minutes to fix a talisman to your weapon, and it's a one-time use. You say, when I hit something, you do that thing, and it goes away. Yep.
Do we want to risk North Passage, or do we want to go to the unknown South Passage?
Well, does anyone know what those things are?
Nature check.
They're dinosaurs.
Is it nature?
I mean, I think it's.
Sure, you want to see
I
if
know
you
what they are, but I can't say it.
Yeah,
recall
I'm pretty
knowledge.
sure I know what they are, but
Awarsha is trying to recall knowledge on these dinos.
I
they
got a
look big
glance
and
of
dumb.
it.
But
I will too.
Okay, so does Marion. Strangely enough, Awarsha's not really adept in dinosaurs. It's not really like, you know, your thing for whatever reason. I know you're a lizard, but it just doesn't.
Not the
I don't
same.
know. So it's not the same. There's a lot of different striations to lizard kind.
Hashtag not all
so-
lizards.
Yeah, not all lizards. And then Marion, you're... they look similar to another kind of dinosaur, but these are smaller than what you're thinking of. Like, there's, you know, there's the Ankylosaurus, which is like a much bigger dinosaur, right, with a large swingy tail, but these guys are smaller than that. But you do notice, and kind of a similar trait to the Deinonychus that you fought and slew here, these ones have kind of a pale coloration to them, and then right around the snout, around the nose, are these kind of black scarred marks on them, and it's similar to these big ones as it was with the small one.
Right. I think I read about these in a book when I was a kid. Stay clear of the tails. And listen, whatever we do, we should really make sure that Fabian's okay first.
Look at the very injured foldy cat.
Because he's just going to slow us down, and I am getting some ghostly intel that we need to hurry.
Oh, and for a second there, I actually thought you cared. Winces a bit as Faith gets closer.
Closer.
Oh, I
and
guess we're
closer.
gonna try this again.
We're gonna try again.
Have you had a good rest? Are you feeling like you have your concentration?
I'm a little concerned about that dinosaur, but yeah, I think I got it. But I will try.
Oh, huzzah!
Hey, 21 hit points.
I shouldn't have
And
doubted
if you had less than 6, it's even more.
Oh,
Yeah, because
Um,
if he takes you to 0, you don't go to like -2 or anything.
okay.
and 10 minutes pass. Whoever wants to try to refocus during this time, you are not bothered here in the chamber.
I should refocus.
And then, Fabian, if you want to affix that Bloodseeker beak, you could do that to your
Oh,
weapon.
I
if you
will
like.
do that. Huzzah! So I just say when I want to use it, right?
Hmm?
And then it expends. Okay.
Hmm?
Awesome. That's a fun toy.
I will cast a detect magic.
Okay. And a 30-foot emanation from you, Horatio.
I'll walk
You
around.
do not detect any magic.
So he mentioned there's a square around the central stairs. So I imagine the stairs are, and he points east. I imagine the stairs are that way. We can either go north or south to go around, I guess. And when we get around to the stairs, there was a hidden room of some kind. We can try and find that when we make it there.
Well, there seem to be less dinosaurs to the south.
Well,
Yep.
he didn't mention any dinosaurs, so
Yep, I'm gonna crawl over here. See y'all on the other
Sure.
side. Don't like those ankylosaurs.
Ankylosaur.
Slip through the rocks easily enough.
Ah,
and I will repeat detecting magic
Okay.
as we move forward.
All right. You move toward the south. So as you come around, you see the kind of where the stonework gives way to natural stone here along the cavern walls. And it seems like a collapsed portion of it. There's some rubble and a much larger and deeper cave, as you notice that there's kind of a ledge and then a drop off of 40 feet that goes down to a cavern floor below. What you immediately notice is over by the ledge. Fabian phases through a wall.
Sorry.
By the ledge here, about 5 or so feet in from the ledge, there are these white streaks kind of everywhere by the ledge. Just like this little messy white stuff, white and black in some places, that just kind of goes along the edge by the where it drops off.
I look up.
Sure. Let me make a little perception check for you, Horatio.
Are there bats or birds? Because boy, that sounds like bird shit.
All right.
What you just described.
Horatio, you kind of look, your smart wizard brain begins processing,
It's so big.
traces up, and sees along the top of the cavern there all these small little black shapes dangling from the ceiling in the cavern.
I think maybe we found some bats. Let's not go that way.
Are bats bad?
They're goddamn annoying, is what they are.
Only if they attack us.
Yeah,
They
let's
might.
not go this way.
They might carry disease. Just
Yeah, I've had enough
saying.
of disease. Let's...
Yeah. Diseases are no joke in Pathfinder.
I was just gonna say you don't seem to be able to punch disease out of people, so let's.
I mean, I kind of did. It was a
So-
very long punch.
You begin heading down the passageway to the east.
I was curious about what was at the bottom of the cavern, but I guess it will have to wait until
Bat poop,
not this time.
Oh, maybe
which we
there are
could use to
stairs
make
down.
gunpowder.
What's gunpowder?
Faith tells you an interesting fact. You know, the thing that gunslingers use.
I'm not from Garund. I don't know
So
what that
stop
is.
there for a second, just as as you see to your right, there's another passageway and a similar cliff to a drop off there. When Horatio scans for it and points it out, you see more bats along it. There's just a
More
shit ton of
guano.
them along there, and the same kind of thing about 5 or so feet in. You can kind of see on the map here these white splotchy bits. Is the bat guano there?
All right, rock on.
Gross.
Is there any sound coming from
Um,
in the pit?
Every now and then, Oartius, you'll listen for a second and you'll hear the squeaking and a fluttering sound. But it sounds kind of like bats. Okay. All right. Stop.
Hammer time.
You all take a look, listening out for bats, and go walking along. You begin to kind of notice something. The walls and the floor and everything of this very old tower are spotless. Everything here is very clean
Oh no.
and wiped through.
Oh no.
And you have this thought, Oartius,
This is where
as you round the corner and stop involuntarily and find yourself trying to pull free from this mucus that begins to burn into your flesh. You look back and the rest of you see in horror as Oartius has stepped directly into a gelatinous cube. Everyone roll a perception initiative.
I forgot about the cube.
I thought he said it was upstairs.
I guess we are kind of upstairs.
So I click on myself. I click on perception initiative.
Oh, I've never fought a gelatinous cube
Oh.
before in these, despite how, how infamous these.
Oh, I
monsters
didn't select
are.
my token. Can I have that initiative, Graham?
Sure, I'll put it in a sec.
Oh, well, I guess like you're right in it, so you're very aware of the situation.
Get Petra real quick.
Oh, this is some mediocre initiatives.
And
Yeah, I got the distinct impression that he said this thing was upstairs. Of course, gelatinous cubes can move, so
Maybe it fell.
maybe it was upstairs.
Maybe it slinkied itself down the stairs.
Because he was
Okay.
talking about upstairs, and then he talked about the gelatinous cube.
Oartius, before your turn, you did get automatically engulfed.
Uh-huh.
So, guess I'll just roll this manually. You take 9 points of acid damage. And you are currently engulfed. So, you are grabbed, you are slowed 1, and you have to hold your breath, which is not as much as
I
an
will
issue with
too.
you, or Arshis. Not too bad. I'm probably not even going to track your breath holding because it's so long.
It's like 120 turns or something.
Yeah, it's a lot. So you're slowed 1, so you're reduced by 1 action. And however, I need you to also make a fortitude saving throw. An 18 is unfortunately not enough. In addition to all that I mentioned, something about this goo acts as an immediate paralytic, and you are paralyzed as you try to wrench free, but your muscles are spasming, the acid burning into your flesh and your nerves as you're slowly being pulled inside of this cube as it attempts to devour you. So, at the end of each of its turns. So you are paralyzed basically before initiative happens when you got stuck in there. So for this first turn, you are paralyzed. However, at the end of your turn, you will be able to make a new fortitude save, but I think you will also take more acid damage.
Can someone try to pull you out?
Certainly try.
Oh dear.
Yep. So you will take again another 5 points of acid damage, and then you can make a new fortitude save to avoid the paralysis.
Can I do a knowledge check?
No, because no,
Well,
paralysis
you
you
can
can take
mental
purely
things.
mental actions.
Right? Isn't that what we
Right.
established
Yes,
before?
you
I
can
don't-
do.
Yeah,
You can do a knowledge check,
it is purely mental. Sure.
and you
so-
can cast spells that have no components.
What are my thoughts as I'm,
getting digested by this thing.
Yeah.
Let's see, Orashisk. Oh. I need to look it up. Yeah. 13. I think that's just enough, actually.
Not that I can communicate any of this information.
Sure, just for
but-
your own personal benefit. Yeah, no, you do successfully know. You've heard tales. There have been many stories throughout the years of these horrid creatures, the gelatinous cube. It is a large ooze. They are mindless. They go around just devouring organic things in dark places. They are transparent until you get stuck in there and can kind of see the ooze. When you stretch it, it like leaves the lines that you can see and make out its cube-like form. It is it's very slow, and it's pretty, easy to hit because it's just a stationary cube, basically. Yeah, I'll say for now that's
Okay.
and you are getting digested by this cube currently.
Fortitude save?
Then another fortitude save. Okay, so you're no longer paralyzed as you kind of come out of it, but that is the end of your turn.
Okay.
QB baby got great on initiative.
And like how?
Wow.
It's a very wise cube.
Yeah.
It must have heard us coming.
It's got a +5 to perception.
Ready.
So, okay. Well, it's gonna move down the hall toward the other organic creatures it can see. So, whew, boy. First things first, it will try to engulf Faith.
Okay.
So you need to make a reflex save to avoid being engulfed. Okay. Now you do save successfully. Normally
good.
you can try to sidestep out of the way, but in this case you may want to just back up all the way as it comes out, because it is coming down the 10-foot hallway, dragging Orashisk with it, and then it is going to round the corner So you'll be able to kind of keep back as part of this save to, back away from it. So I'll just go ahead and move you out of the way here.
Do I stay in the same relative spot with it? Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So next, it's going to come after the Calder brothers. So Horatio and Marion, I need you both to make reflex saves.
Oh no.
The Calder brothers both get.
I'm gonna hero point.
Hero point. Everyone has a hero point currently.
Hero points are useless if you're inside something. Like
Taking constant damage.
So, I mean, not useless. You get a couple more rounds, but 25?
Aha, that does save. Marion, do you wish to hero point yours, or are you going to take what comes to you?
I'm gonna take it.
Okay. So Horatio is also moving out of the way. Marion, however, kind of slides in with Oarshisk. So Marion, when you get engulfed, you take minimum damage, 2 points of acid damage. But then you need to go ahead and make a fortitude save for the paralysis. You're not paralyzed, but slowed and grabbed and in a cube. So that was 5, 10. It's got one more try. It's got one more 5 feet of movement. So it's going to move into here and try to engulf Fabian. Meanwhile, Horatio and Faith are moving out of the way. Fabian, you are also not engulfed. So ends up.
Instead of moving back, can I move here? So I was here. As it comes, can I go past it this way so I end up on the other side? Or do I have to keep going back?
I think you have to keep going back because it occupies its 4 squares fully. See what I mean? So it's like basically the hallway is pushing you back this way. So you can't really cut the corner there. But I'll leave it up to you if you want to either go behind Petra or to the side of Fabian.
I don't know. I'll go down here.
All right. So it goes over there, consuming another of your party.
Faster to the bat poop.
Yep, a little closer to the bat poop. So that is those 2 actions. Its third one, it is going to send part of the cube face kind of whacking toward Petra. So cube face attack misses terribly. She just kind of ducks beside it. But then that is the cube's turn. Horatio, so your brother get consumed by the cube.
I can see how slow it is. So I'm going to try and take advantage of that and cast Ray of Frost at it.
Okie dokie.
13. There's no way a
13 will hit.
Okay.
Yep,
6
13
cold
hits.
damage.
6 points of cold damage.
I will point out, if it winds up being relevant, immunity to critical hits is only for the damage. So if I can manage to crit this thing, I can make it very, very, very slow. Then I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet back. That's my turn.
Okay. Marion, you are slowed 1 and grabbed. What do you do?
I'm going to try it.
Energy when you need it.
I'm going to try to
yes,
escape.
I didn't prepare it today.
Try to escape. I believe that's an attack or an acrobatics, yeah?
Yep.
What's that? Sure. Whichever one you prefer on those.
Just gotta attack. There we go.
Oh.
It's a 25.
Yeah.
I believe that'll be a crit.
AC, yeah?
Not its AC. It's the escape DC,
Oh, against the
Oh.
escape DC.
which would be
Probably,
next to listed next to engulf.
Right. Yep, it's there. So 25 is just a regular success.
Yeah. Which means
You can regularly escape.
Regular escape.
That means I have to roll like not single digits. My escape
Yep.
roll.
Blah, blah, blah.
you get free and remove the grabbed, immobilized, and restrained conditions imposed by your chosen target.
Yes, so you are no longer grabbed. You're in that square, but can move away. There you go.
All right. And with my next action, I'm going to stride away.
Right, it gets like 3 opportunity attacks. No.
It
Marion
has an
moves
infinite number of
away.
Thank
appendages.
God.
Let's see.
Is escape one action or two? Because
It is
Whatever
one
the heck.
action, but you are slowed when you are grabbed, and so you,
oh, so you only have 2.
even if you escape.
Yeah,
you lose
because
at the beginning of
slowed
the
affects the actions you gain at the start of your turn.
Yeah.
So it reduces that by 1. But you do manage to free yourself and run down the hallway past Orash's still stuck in there. So that was Marion Fabian.
Okay. I think I'm going to try to feint it, so I'll roll my deception.
turn.
Oh!
Oh no. I think you
Oh.
have difficulty deceiving a slime. An ooze.
That's just a giant wall? I think
Yeah,
so.
it's you get the sense it's kind of hard to do that. I don't know if you can against something that's mindless.
That's fair.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
In either
live
case,
and
it
learn.
just doesn't. Yeah, doesn't.
You're like, look over here, and it's like, does not understand pointing.
Okay, well, live and learn. Then I'll stab it
13 hits.
if it does anything to it. I don't know if it's immune to or has resistance. And then I
Takes a
think I'm
little-
gonna.
Little chunk about this big out of it.
Oh, how far can it move?
50
Not far.
But it's 15 feet in
Hmm.
action, I think. That's what it seemed like.
I think I'll go here. And I'll end my
Right.
turn there and be like,
Kind of. Ooh,
I don't know.
a few steps back.
This is awful.
Okay, can I punch it around the corner?
Yeah, I'll say since it's in it's the face
huge.
of that square, right? You're just
Okay.
hitting the face there.
So I'm gonna flurry on it. Haha, I'm gonna try and stun it. 23, is that hit?
23 is a critical, but doesn't seem to do much extra. It's like punching a Jello mold. Waves back and forth.
9 probably misses.
A 9 does miss.
But
Kinda-
I
you
did
hit
hit with at least
the
one,
corner.
so I do get a stunning fist off on it. My
Okay.
DC is 20.
Fortitude save against being stunned. Let's see. Fort save for the old cube. It gets a 30.
Okay, well that succeeds.
Yes.
Guess
It's not stunned.
Because
It
it's
is very
fortitudinal.
fortitudinous.
Big hearted cube.
Haha, 14 hits though.
Sure does. More damage.
And then my third action, I'm gonna move. What? Not to there.
Okay.
Is the bat poop difficult terrain? Like, I guess I'm gonna find out now.
Oh no.
Oh no, the encounter just increased.
Yeah.
So, Faith, you're stepping here, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. You come over, and the smell assails you. You're pretty sure you're standing in bat poop. But the other thing that happens as you kind of step here, you're kind of like going around the corner, looking back over your shoulder at the cube, and you feel your foot sink a little bit, and kind of, as the ledge you are standing on is not structurally sound, it begins to collapse. I need you
Okay.
to go ahead and make a reflex saving throw.
Oh man.
A 28 does succeed. You manage to hop back just in the nick of time as the entire ledge there crumbles into the dark there. As that happens, so
Did it crumble quietly?
No, it did not. So now the ledge is about there. That's all crumbled. Let's see one thing right here.
Add another entity into the initiative roll table.
Maybe they'll all get stuck in the goo. It'll like block the hallway and they'll all just fly into it.
All right. As the ledge crumbles into there, you look up, Faith, as suddenly the black shapes perched on the ceiling begin to come out in a massive swarm of bats.
Well, this is becoming
Cool.
a mess.
Cool.
That's if you say.
Oh, large. So
Large.
yes, large and in charge.
I'm assuming I can't trip the gelatinous cube.
That seems like an impossibility.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're not technically immune to it, but it also doesn't make any sense.
Or maybe I can grapple it.
It's probably one of those things that they'll errata when they get to errata for Bestiary 1.
All right, Petra's like, fuck this. Is going to move back to try to just get away from it and pew pew from a distance. Is going to move her speed, which is 25. There it goes. So, and then turn back and following Horatio's example, fire her own ray of frost at the gelatinous cube.
You probably only need like a 20 to credit.
Or
All right. Not quite enough to do a crit, but does 6 points of cold damage, trying to slow down the cube. Then that is it. On to Oarshisk, your slowed one in ground.
Can I try to escape with an acrobatics, you said?
Yes, I believe you
Yes.
can escape with acrobatics as well.
Or athletics.
I
Or
will
athletics,
choose
or attack.
acrobatics. I will try to acrobatics.
An 18 is not quite enough. You just try it and it's just a little too sticky. Kind of get pulled back
What
into
happens
there.
if I'm ungrabbed but still in a space? It just re-grabs me immediately, right? I mean, I guess I can try. There's no point in not trying. I can't. I guess I could attack, right? Is there anything preventing me from attacking it?
No. There's a little bit of restriction. Well, it's probably not going to matter for you because you attack with your claws. You can attempt to attack it from within there. You have to do it with unarmed attacks or weapons of light bulk or less. So you can attempt to like just claw from the inside and claw your way out.
And I assume I can't tumble through. If I get a crit on the acrobatics, I can move. I'm gonna try acrobatics again to escape.
Okay. A 30 is a critical success on the escape. You are able to shift 5 feet as part of that, just tumbling out of the cube.
Is a 25 a critical success? because that should be a 25.
Oh, because it's an
Oh.
attack.
Yeah.
Oh, escaping is an attack?
That is.
Yeah.
that's the-
Oh, I didn't realize it was an attack. That's why I did that instead of attacking.
Attacking would have had the -5 penalty anyway, or other whatever it is, -4.
Oh,
It'd be a -4, but you're not an expert.
fine print. At near the end of the engulf entry, because I remembered reading this earlier. A creature that gets free by either method, being escaping or cutting itself free, can immediately breathe and exits the swallowing monster's space.
You are right. So even on a normal success, you're able to just get out of its space. So that there's not an auto regrab. It's quite kind of them to do that. All right. So Arashis, on your second attempt, you would do successfully get out of the cube space. However, that is your second action. So that will be your turn.
Yeah.
All right. Cube.
I didn't
Where
take damage
do
that
it
time
go?
turn at least.
Where do it go?
Will it go after more food, or will it go after closer food?
I'm gonna
It is hard to play
roll.
mindless creatures.
Yep.
Like what?
I
What
mean,
does something that can't think do?
you could just roll a die.
I'm gonna roll for it. Let's see what
Well,
it is.
Choose randomly.
Because, like, even
Okay.
dogs and cats are intelligent, right?
So what
I
it's
mean,
gonna-
it
It's
depends
more
on
like,
the dog or the cat.
It's
It's more
basically
like-
a computer,
Yeah,
right?
you heard me.
No, it's like creeping mold, right? Creeping fungus.
okay. Does
Yeah.
that?
Or like
Oh,
a plant,
yeah.
maybe.
This
going
cube,
towards
this
sunlight.
cube can actually move. Because I just read something in Engulf of how quickly it can move. It can stride up to double its speed. So yeah, it's going to come.
With a burst of speed.
Yep.
Oh, I misjudged.
It's going to move there, and then it's going to come try to engulf Fabian.
I misjudged. I thought it was slower.
Yep.
I hope in
Suddenly it kind of like
It's two actions.
zooms on ahead. But Fabian, you stay ahead of it. So that's 5, 10,
So all those
cat with a
18s I
cucumber.
rolled were just not enough.
and then it's going to try to engulf Petra. And Petra will make a reflex save. Petra does not. And then that was 5, 10, 15 to get here. And its speed is 15 feet, so it can move another it can move a total of 45 feet from where it is before. So it's gonna get to there.
It doesn't even have to make actions.
So do I just back up and get pushed?
Yep, you'll get pushed along, Fabian, but then I do need Horatio to make a reflex save.
That 18,
isn't it?
the damn
18s. 18s are rough. So it will end up here. So 1 square back. And Fabian just kind of like, run out of the way of it. As you see Petra and Horatio get sucked into the gelatinous cube. They
hate
will
it.
each take 7 points of acid damage. So I need you to go to the back. There we go. And I need both of you to now make fortitude saves. Horatio, you are good. You are not paralyzed by the cube. Petra is. Petra is just unable to move. She's gonna hero point that. She has 1 too. Why not? He's like, fuck that. Make a new fortitude save. Critical success. She is not paralyzed with the cube. But then that will be the end of the cube's turn. Horatio, you in the cube. Slowed 1 grab. What do you do?
I am going to really probably try to escape. I am going to try and cast a spell.
Okay, you have to make a flat DC5 check. You can do so.
I'm going to cast Electric Arc.
It
I
can't
can make a
have
reflex
vocal
save.
components
Oh, it can't
because
have
you're holding
vocal
your breath.
Okay.
Yeah, so
then I
I'll say
need
you
to-
don't waste the actions, but
Okay,
you're
I
like,
will try and escape.
"Oh."
Yep. I think my best option. Probably gonna be. I just need to figure out what my best number is. Why is my acrobatics lower than my? Should be this. Oh, okay. No. Okay. We'll say it's an acrobatics check. It's the same number. 13. I'll try again. -5. 18.
Oh no.
18s.
That's all I've got.
18s don't do it, unfortunately. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Damage the fort.
Hang on. What's your con modifier, Horatio?
My con mod is 0.
Okay. So that was your first round of holding your breath. Has a con monitor for 1, so she has a. Okay, Horatio, you remain in there. At the end of your turn, you will take 7 more acid damage.
Boy, I wish he had told us about this thing yesterday. I sure would have prepared resist energy. But he told us about it today, after I had already prepared my spells.
Now the bats. Faith, you see a swarm of bats descend upon you.
Cool.
And you begin to feel little bites as these bats are hungry. Yeah, so I need you to make 2 reflex saves.
Okay.
Okay.
Well.
You bat away all the bats. You take it's a basic reflex save, and you critically succeed on both of those, so you take no damage as the bats are and just harrying you around, but you're too quick for them. And that was all 3 of their actions to do that. So, Marion.
I come down around the corner. I see how far away it is to my friends. I stride again, and I cast Guidance on Horatio.
All right. Horatio, as you're stuck in there, you feel your brother's guidance reach out and magically influence you.
Use it wisely.
Probably to escape.
I will attempt to escape.
Do you have a third action, or was that 2 actions to get where you are?
It was 2 actions to get to here, and then the third was
Okay.
Guidance, yeah.
Gotcha. You kind of walk past this corridor here, where you see Faith fending off a swarm of bats. Fabian.
Okay. I don't know how effective I am, so I'm gonna stab it.
24 hits.
Okay.
Another chunk of it falls off.
Let's stab it again.
Another chunk of it falls off.
And then I'm gonna flee to here, I guess.
All right. On to Faith.
I guess I'm gonna fight some bat? As I can convince him that eating me is not a good idea. I'll punch the bat.
Okay.
Seems like a thing I can do.
Punch the swarm of bats.
So I'll flurry on this swarm of bats.
Okay. That. Let me check one thing about swarms real quick.
They take extra critical damage.
It is a critical hit. Swarms. Da-da-da-da. I'm not seeing anything.
Swarms are immune to a lot less than weird.
So it does not do as much damage as you would have hoped. You do, however, kind of like punch a couple. You punch one bat so hard it falls into another bat and smacks him and he falls down. So that would do 10. Doesn't do quite that much, but it does hurt several of the
Now, does the fact that my fists are something that I apparently forgot to write
Don't
down?
think so. No, there's no exception in the resistances.
So even though my fist count is magic, it's not that kind of resistance?
Correct. Because sometimes it's like, resist non-magical whatever, and it's not one of those because it's a swarm. It doesn't matter if it's a magic hammer. It's still only hitting a couple of them at a time.
But it's hitting all of them. Doesn't matter where it's a whole swarm of them, so I'm hitting more of them instead of less.
Yeah,
of them.
but they can fly away and evade your punches because there's
Have you ever-
100
all
of
of
them
them
and one of
can.
you.
Pokemon logic, man.
Yeah.
Well, they are flying and I'm fighting, so I should use psychic because they're also poison.
Are they poison?
There you go.
They're flying. So
bats.
you want to throw rocks at them.
I mean they're Zubats, right?
Sure, you want to rock throw it. Rock 2.
So second attack also
second
hits.
one
Actually, rock
Doesn't
also
crit, though.
hits. Does hit a few more of the bats, and the bat swarm is bloodied off of that. So you two
now
managed to
now
slam
there's less
bats
of
against
them.
the wall and shit.
Okay, so second
No,
action
they're
and a
still the same
punch
number. They're just all
again.
bleeding now.
Yeah.
Aha! 3 hits in a row.
Okay, on that last hit, it does not break through their resistances. You're just like... they flutter around, and your punches and kicks don't seem to have much of an effect.
Fine, stupid bats. I go there, then. Oh, go there, then you'll have to fight them.
I might be better equipped to fight them than you are.
You want some bats on you?
Yeah, give me the bats, man.
Okay, you can have the bats. I'll stand here and see if I can lure the gelatinous cube towards the bats. I'm gonna combine my two problems into
The
one.
bats fall
Super
into the
bat.
cube.
Super cute.
All right.
It flies now too. Not that it matters.
Okay. Then we come on to Petra. Petra is going to attempt her escape using Using athletics. No. 14 does not do it. Unfortunately, she tries to wrench herself free, but cannot do so. She has a sword, but the problem is the sword is too bulky to use while in the thing, because it's one bulk. You can only
Two
wield weapons
daggers.
of light bulk.
I have 2 daggers. She could. Are we adjacent? She could take one of mine.
No, because she's stuck, right? She can't reach through the jello to
Technically
get to your
speaking,
dagger.
there's a rule for that because she is restrained. Any manipulate action, of which interact would be, has a flat check associated. Yeah.
I mean, she
It
can't
would
move at all,
definitely
it
be an
would able to
action, though,
attack.
for her to grab the dagger from you. So,
Yeah, whether or not that's useful is a different matter.
Because if she can't move at all, an attack would not be possible either, right? Or getting out.
yeah, you can attack while in there. Just basically, you have very limited mobility, so it has to be with a light weapon or unarmed attack.
Right.
I think she'll just try to make another athletics check to escape with the -5 penalty. She can do it. She can totally do it. Athletics. -5. See if it does it. No. No, it does not. That's a critical failure on escape. And you can't attempt to escape until your next turn. So she just stuck. She's stuck. She's stuck in there. Just stuck. So at the end of her turn, she will take 9 points. Breath goes down by 1. 9 points of damage. Awarshisk.
I'm gonna come around the corner. 5. Am I still slowed or no?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna come around the corner. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Wait, can I? Yeah, 35. 35.
Oh, friends aren't difficult terrain in this system. If I remember correctly.
Can I cut that corner from here? The corner that I made?
Here,
Yeah.
30 feet to get to there then?
Yeah, is it, or can I not cut
That's
that
fine.
corner? So
That's
35.
fine, yeah. When there's no cube to block it.
Oh, man. I know where this is gonna go.
Tumble through, tumble through.
Can I tumble through?
It probably has a garbage reflex. If
It's like a solid block, like extending, like covering the hallway. Can I tumble through it?
I mean, like you're literally tumbling through it.
Just like do a running dive through it, and your momentum just takes you all the way through.
As long as you overcome the surface tension, you can tumble through.
Or can I, like, tumble through above it? Or something.
Yeah, because you can climb, that's kind of what you're doing in this case, is you're scampering up, like doing some parkour shit, up the wall, up the ceiling, over it, and onto the other side.
I don't have a
So
climb
I'll
speed as long as I am good at climbing, but...
Yeah, I'll say for this that your tumble through, I'll say yes, you can make the tumble through because you just have a climb speed. Normally, it would be you're going into the cube. So it's against reflex DC, right?
Okay.
Right?
Here, let me post it. Tumble through.
Okay.
think I know what this thing's reflex
does
save
beat its reflex DC. It is not very high.
It
The
is
ceiling's
reflex save.
yeah, I'll allow it.
I think the Blood Ooze had like a 3 or a 4 reflex save.
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
below 5, I'm pretty sure.
That's not critical, though. It's just a regular success, right?
Just regular success, yeah.
10,
It's
25,
difficult terrain.
30. And then I can make. Can I try to pull one of them out?
Yes. This will be yeah, basically you're going to aid them. Which is you get ready to help them when they're about to come out. You use your reaction to help them with it.
Does that prevent me from? That doesn't prevent me from like dodging out of the way or something, right?
No. The reflex save when it tries to engulf you is just a reflex save. It doesn't require a reaction. I think so.
Does guidance stack with that?
Aid is a circumstance bonus, and guidance is a status bonus, so yes.
I will attempt to aid Horatio.
Okay. So basically this turn all you do is the action to hold out the hand. When Horatio tries to escape, you'll use your reaction, and you'll make a check of Arshisk, and that'll determine if you provide a bonus to Horatio.
Oh, but if I move, or if it moves, I don't know. Whatever. I guess we can. This is all live. Things are happening all at the same time.
Do it live! Well, it is its turn next.
Where's it gonna go?
Let's roll and find out.
Oh no.
Flip
This
that
is dumb.
coin.
It is going for Arshisk.
I'm not surprised.
This is what the D4 said.
I am like
for me to
reaching
do.
towards it too.
Yeah, you've been reaching toward it, and it kind of takes that as a hostile action. It begins trying to squeeze through you. So Arshisk, it's going to go toward you. So I need you to make a reflex save.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Hero point. Hero point.
Who knew an 18 was so hard to beat when I have a plus 12?
Petra
Right.
over. So you get squeezed in there with her. Oh, Arshisk.
Can I still aid that, like, getting out?
You ate him, but not yourself.
Potentially. Yeah, I'm gonna say because you set it up, you're like, you can try to still aid by pushing Horatio out. I will say you'll take a circumstance penalty to your check to aid because you are now in it. But we'll get to that in a sec.
Right.
Arshisk, you take 7 points of acid damage, and I need you to make a fortitude save, which may preclude you from aiding as well. 28, you're good. You resist the paralysis. And it's going this way. So 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15. Fabian, I need you
I
to
was
make
not capable of running away fast enough.
a reflex save for me.
Oh no!
You want to hero point that or no?
Nah, it's okay. We're all in this together.
Yep,
I'll pull my
everybody in the cube. Bwah, bwah, bwah. So Fabian, you fail your fortitude save, so you are taking 9 points of acid damage, and you are paralyzed.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
We've also done no damage to this thing.
No,
You
you did
done
like
some
12
damage.
to
It's not bloodied yet, but
I
it is.
didn't mean literally no, but
Yeah,
It's
Not
not
enough.
bloodied.
not nearly enough.
I can't.
Um,
I
so
failed,
then
like, every
it's going to
check
begin
almost.
moving back this way. The monstrous cube, Horatio.
How many actions was that?
So 2 actions to move up to it. So in the engulf action, you can stride up to twice your speed. It's
Right.
15 feet, so it moved 30 feet to go up to. Let's see, it was
Got it.
there before. Yeah, it had just enough to get up to Fabian space and then reverse 5, 10, 15. Wait,
the
it
good
would have
thing
had to be here, so it is 1 square back. You're correct.
So the good thing is its third action. It can't engulf people
Correct.
because otherwise there'd be no reason to have an engulf entry.
Yep. So,
I'm gonna
Horatio?
attempt to escape.
Okay. Arshis, you can still aid. I'll say, Oartius, you can make an attack roll, an acrobatics check, or an athletics check, but it takes a -2 circumstance penalty from being inside the cube as well.
I have to make
We'll
the same one that he makes, though, right?
No. Decided by a GM, so it can be any of the escape actions. Just we'll make yours first. 13, unfortunately, is not quite enough, so you're not able to push with enough force to squeeze Horatio out.
Roll
Horatio.
single digits. I just love those single digits.
Roll 20 hates you.
All right, I'm gonna make my acrobatics check.
Okay,
A
you're
plus
using
one.
your brother's
Using
guidance.
plus one.
Guidance.
22.
Hey, there you go.
And you can
A little
move
bit of guidance.
out of its space.
Yep, as part of that action, you can squeeze yourself out.
Can I? I wanted to go north.
Well, can you go down?
Well, down's not out.
This would be a valid square, south of Arashisk. Yeah, you can squeeze out to there.
I am going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. God, that's right there. That's the problem. But I want to be a different direction. Think about this for a second. Because if I'm here, it can just run over all 3 of us. That's obviously the worst choice.
Right. I thought maybe it can only pick up one of us because there's only.
Yeah, it probably. Yeah, it's probably
Is-
full at 4.
Unless, but I mean, it is 10 by 10 by 10, so maybe we can stack 4 more on the second story.
So I'm just gonna go. Oops. Here. There.
Alrighty. You squeeze out, run over to that corner there. Okay. Bats. So, Marion and Faith, you hear
Can I
bats
make it?
fluttering behind you. Horatio, you also see another cluster of bats
Great.
descending from the cave there and heading in your direction. Swarm of bats. It flies over to about there.
That's where
So-
Horatio is.
That's where Horatio is. Yep. Horatio, I need to make a reflex save. These
Reloading.
bats.
It was
All
going
good.
off the screen for me.
I'll eat your brother
reflex
first.
save. 11.
11 is not quite enough. You take 2 points of piercing damage. And 1 persistent bleed damage.
Great.
So you
Everybody loves those
start
persistent damage.
bleeding. Blood.
How about me with my 24?
24 does succeed, so you will just take... and it will try that same thing twice on you, Marion, so I need another reflex save as well, because it gets 1 action to move there and then 2 to Blood Feast.
All right.
Both those succeed, though, so you take 2 and then 2, a total of 4 piercing damage.
See, no one makes me bleed my own blood.
These bats are trying. Oh, Blood Vendetta? Oh my god. You curse the target for having the audacity to spill your blood.
No one
Wow.
makes me bleed my own blood.
Target takes 2d6 persistent bleed damage. Must make a will save.
Yeah, the will save.
Let's see. Yeah, Swarm Mind, huh?
How willful
trait
is
it has is curse.
Yeah.
Vendetta.
It could be immune to persistent, I guess.
Yeah, I could.
The swarm trait
There it
has
is.
a couple of things.
Mental effects. Just has curse. Huh.
Yeah, it's a curse and a necromancy.
It doesn't have the mental trait, huh?
Nope. Because it
What?
physically causes them to bleed.
You cause a bunch of vampire bats to bleed. How
It's
fucking
like,
metal is that?
I like to think that all of the little bites they make on my body and all of those cuts just form blood spikes that solidly extend out and impale a bunch of bats.
It is gruesome.
That's so
Faith, you
fun.
turn around as they critically fail their will save, and all these blood spikes just jettison into the bats. They take double persistent bleed damage. Oh my god.
4d6. Marion, you're creepy as shit.
That's what is that writer?
I guess you
Junji
are right
Ito,
about being able to handle the bats.
Junji Ito.
Oh my god. And it's their turn, because this is a reaction, right?
Yep, it's a reaction.
Oh my god. You all see... Like,
Oh, wait. Okay, we're good.
Okay. That curse. Ooh, that curse almost. But you all kind of, even while you're like in the cube, you turn around and see as the blood spikes just immediately cause just like a red rain, and bats just fall out of the sky, all of them super dead. Just instantly. Oh,
Dang.
gruesome.
Brutal.
Ouch. Ouch. That was super brutal. Well, that's the bats go. So, Marion.
I'm going to take my short bow and I'm going to try to shoot at the cube.
Sure.
Alright, so that's 1 successful.
Yep, 19 hits, 6 points of piercing damage. You thud into the cube. And with that, it is bloodied.
Yay!
And then a 12 will also hit for another 6 points of damage. And you see the arrows kind of... They wobble the whole cube, and it kind of causes some disruption, and then part of it comes out the other side, and the arrow strikes.
And I back up.
And you move away. Okay. Fabian, you are paralyzed by
Yeah,
the
I just roll my
ooze
save, right?
there. So make another fortitude save at the end of your turn. You're also taking 7 points of acid damage. But you do save from the paralyzing condition, but that is the end of your turn. You take the 7 damage. So once more, Fabian looking beat up. So
Natural state.
yep. That's just
Didn't
how-
I just fix you? Like,
Well, you can just fix me again.
it's true.
Alright.
It's been 10 minutes, so
Faith.
I'm gonna try to do something about this cube. I am gonna key flurry on it. I'm gonna do force damage with extra damage.
Sure. Ooh, 27. Definitely hits. So that's 17 points of damage. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
Immune.
So it's
You
8
figure out
bludgeoning
from
and 9
this-
force.
Yeah, it is immune to critical hits, so it doesn't take the extra damage, but does take that 17. Looking pretty bad.
And the second half of that,
Yep. another
slightly
9.
less damage, minimum instead of
9 points of
maximum.
damage.
But
So you do your key strikes into the cube. It's looking worse for wear.
he went that way. He went that way. Don't want to go near where the bats are. I'm gonna back up. See if I can at least lead it away from Horatio, and I'll be done.
Okay. Petra. This really doesn't want to fucking be in here, man. Petra's gonna punch her way out. 'Cause I think... Let's see. It's
Can you do bludgeoning damage to
Oh, it has
rupture?
to be piercing or slashing to rupture it. But she
Orshus
can still
do it.
damage it. She can still just like punch it from the inside, right?
And she could also escape using her unarmed attack.
But she could just punch it. You could just like start just not trying to escape, but just
That does
from
sound
the
like
inside.
Petra.
That sounds like Petra to me. She is going to make unarmed attack because it is flat-footed against these. When an engulfed creature is flat-footed to the attacks. So sorry, Petra, I failed you. that misses.
Well, it's not that it probably not miss, just not effective, right? Surely she hit it.
Yeah, just not getting quite enough force, so she's gonna try it again.
You missed from inside the cube.
God, don't tell her that. We're gonna try number 2 here. Oh my! 20 hates me.
She's already used her hero point, hasn't she?
Yeah, she has. Shit. She's gonna take another 2d6 acid damage. 5 more points of acid damage. She's bloodied. Not quite. She's 1 above bloodied. But then that's her turn. Arshis.
We're just gonna go. I'm just gonna try to rip it apart from the inside.
Yeah. Now, you do slashing damage with her claws?
Either.
Yes, so you can try to rupture and claw yourself free in addition to doing damage.
Oh, it can be both. There's no downside to doing that.
Yeah, it is just you have to deal a certain amount of damage.
And you get it as a free thing, basically.
If it takes that damage equaling or exceeding this value from a single attack, you can cut yourself free.
But there's no
So-
reason not to do that, right?
Not for you.
Okay, yeah, we're just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna try to claw my way out.
Yeah, you are actually equipped to handle the situation. Your claws come out.
Yeah, the
And-
downside to cutting yourself out is that larger weapons will not work.
I
Mhm.
see. There's 2 damage on top of that because I have panache, so it's 10 damage.
Okay.
And
Is that precision damage by any
Yes.
chance?
It's a 2.
Okay.
precision
It
damage.
does not seem to affect with the precision
Oh,
damage.
that's right.
But 8 is enough to claw yourself free on that attack, so you can move to a square adjacent to it as you just shoot through it. It is barely holding itself together. There's these big open holes where you all have come in and out of it, and it's just kind of wobbling back and forth at this point.
Wait, does Confident Finisher do precision?
Yeah.
I think your finishers, yeah, do
You deal
precision.
half your precise strike damage to the target. Is this damage type, is that of the weapon or unarmed attack? Oh, but it's still precision, right?
It's still precision.
So I can't Confident Finisher it. That's unfortunate. Yeah, we're gonna go for claw attack number 2.
All right.
Um,
With that, you spin around and just raking 2 claws across it. The top half slides off and down it, revealing Fabian and Petra from within as the cube expires.
Oh. Thank you.
that was 2 actions, right?
Twas.
I'm a third.
You were slowed, however, because you were inside.
Oh, that's right. Fair
of the
enough.
thing.
Yep. So that's it for me then.
Horatio, surrounded by bats. You take. Oh, at the end of your turn, you'll take 1 damage.
Don't care about the bats.
Me?
I am going to
Horatio.
cast.
Oh, okay, I see.
Ray of Frost on the ooze. 25. That's got to crit it, right?
You was it dead.
5.
Yeah, that's against the ooze.
The ooze is dead.
The ooze is dead.
Oh, the ooze is dead. It just died.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Archers just slash it in half.
Oh, I didn't realize you killed it.
He's-
Then I will cast Ray of Frost at the bats.
just redirect that at the bats.
Stick
All
with
right,
bats.
so 25. Yeah, it does hit. You shoot the. Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything that they don't resist that or anything, and that is a critical hit against them.
They're a little frosty now.
Yep. Well, nope. They are all ice now. It's the just Mr. Freeze sending the ray of frost across all of the bats, just in one brief and horrible moment. All of the bats turn to ice, fall to the floor, and shatter. Horatio, you do take the 1 bleed damage. And I'll need to make a flat save, but if someone can get to him by the next turn, you can try to stop him as bleeding.
Nope.
Because he's still bleeding.
Slowly.
Yes, very slowly.
I look like I could last maybe a minute and a half.
Well, I can get to you in a turn, so. Because that's 2 moves to get there, and then I
Well,
can
I mean,
heal
I
you.
guess, I'm cleaner than I was before, right?
Well, that's a nice way to think of.
Yeah, just it stripped the top layer of skin off of you.
It's just like they do in sci-fi movies when they have to do decontamination, right? You
Yeah.
just burn the top layer of skin off.
So
All right.
I will. Oh, is it? To stop the bleeding is just a medicine check?
Yes.
I was going to do my healing, but that takes 10 minutes, so that wouldn't work, would it? I got a 16.
Bleeding. It gives them another chance to make a flat check. So Horatio still does have to make a check. Horatio is still bleeding.
Maybe you need that minute and a half.
So then on my turn, I'll take a
Take another one.
damage. Roll another one. Nope.
Another 3. Well, it's highly unlikely that you will make.
And then
rolls
on
at-
Faith's turn, she helps me again, and I do another one. Nope. On my turn, I take another 1 damage.
I mean, eventually you have to succeed,
Roll
right?
another one. Nope.
That's not true, but highly
Faith's turn. Nope. Another
you
one
all see Horatio
damage.
just like nursing these wounds, like
My
"Ugh,"
turn, I
and
succeed.
finally do succeed. Like,
Man,
ugh.
you're a bleeder, aren't you?
It's that like
Apparently.
Pokemon poisoned. Like every few steps you take, the
Oh,
I've never been eaten by something and then eaten by something else.
for getting eaten by these things, you all get 60 experience points.
That's it? Jesus.
Hmm?
I hate cubes. I hate jelly cubes.
Maybe we should have fought the dinosaurs instead.
You know what? Maybe.
Maybe we should go back and
Hindsight
fight the dinosaurs to get the extra XP.
Maybe later. Come on. Jeez.
Yeah, let's take a few minutes.
hey, Faith.
Yes, I can heal you again.
Faith.
That's the only thing he ever asked you for.
I'll do that one again.
Hey, 12 hit
Just-
points.
Barely succeeded.
I'll pull out my notebook. He said it was upstairs. I guess
I
it
mean-
moved.
We went upstairs and then downstairs?
Well, I guess the good thing is the stairs will be clean.
That is the only one, right? There's no more of these things, right?
You know,
I
maybe.
mean, do they reproduce? Like, there must be a way for them to make more, otherwise they'll just be the one.
They're very old. I just hope there's not also one upstairs.
Well,
I
we
mean-
can
It's true.
we can be a little more vigilant upstairs. Take some rocks, just chuck a rock 20 feet in front of you. If it sticks in the air, maybe stop.
So I think I'm going to heal Orishik next.
Thank you.
Fourteen hit points.
And then, so she's not here, so she can't get mad. I'll heal Petra next.
Hey,
Haha, I
12
succeeded.
hit points to Petra.
Hey, you're getting better.
I am
Yeah.
getting better.
You're learning. You're learning.
And then I guess Horatio.
Yes, please.
Haha, I double succeeded.
14.
Ooh.
All
I
right,
guess-
so everyone gathers around the healer, uses her magic punches, just kind of goes flurry punch healing around everybody. All right, you'll feel a little bit better after that harrowing encounter.
I suppose we should move on. I'm still a bit wounded, but
Do you want some more? I mean, it's only a 10-minute recovery time, so I can do you again.
Mhm.
sure.
Do another round.
Aha!
Yep, 14 more on Arashis.
Much better.
I feel like everyone else is close enough to full.
Mm-hmm. By this point, you guys sort of notice that it's getting toward, late afternoon, evening. You can kind of see through where you descended a little bit of, fading sunlight over in that direction.
Should we try to figure out a place where we can stay for the night, or what do we want to do? I don't really want to sleep by the bats. That seemed like a bad choice.
But sleeping outside is also going to give away.
There was apparently a secret room upstairs. So if we go up, he said there wasn't anything in the secret room.
Yeah, we should push forward.
Okay.
So that if we need to rest anywhere, might be able to rest there. A room with one door is a lot safer than anything down here.
Or
Agreed.
outside.
Press the one.
Let's just hope there's no more cube.
And I will go back to pinging detect magic.
Sure.
Can
It's
I
too
be
bad these things aren't magic.
Is there a perception, actively looking for gelatinous cubes?
Sure. The
Well, I can
searching
do,
activity.
I mean, does
do
a
that.
gelatinous cube count as a trap?
What is
Probably
it?
not.
I can do that,
So
that
Rashis, you're
careful searching.
carefully searching through around.
I'm gonna do.
Thorough searching, that's what it's called.
Can I do
thorough
scouting if I'm not actually scouting ahead?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Here.
I will
pull up-
scout so we get a +1 to our initiative.
Okay. So.
And you know what? Just to round things out, I'll investigate.
That doesn't start with an S. We only do S actions.
No,
I
detect
guess-
magic.
It's the detect magic. There's a silent S in there.
investigate.
Okay.
What do we know about this?
So, let's get over to here. Why did everyone turn gray? That's weird. As you get to this point, OR Shisk, so you come to this point in the corridor. The corridor goes ahead and then turns left, like kind of rounds back over at the end over here, right? It goes off to the left and then kind of branches up and down, and there's some kind of alcove there. But Arshisk, you're just hyper aware, full senses activated for anything weird and futzy, and you kind of stop for a second because you're like, I think I see something, and you're like, am I being paranoid, whatever, but then you kind of stop and you're like, no, wait a minute, there is something weird about this. The wall right here next to you seems just ever so slightly offset from the wall, like, a quarter of an inch or so, in this like 10-foot section that you're right in front of.
It's almost like there's a secret door we already knew about.
Could be. Did he say?
But it's on the next floor.
No,
It's actually not on the next floor. I pointed my notes. It was on the first floor.
Did he say how to activate it?
So wait, you mean to say that the gelatinous cube was always on this floor all the time?
No, the gelatinous cube was on the second floor.
So was the secret door.
Well, that
Horatio.
was the thing I said wrong.
I'm beginning to wonder what else you've said wrong.
I show my notes to you.
Slam the page in Marion's face.
Is there like a stone that's misplaced or something? Can I or is there like a brace?
So all that you see is that this 10 by 10 section of the wall is just ever so slightly set ajar from the remainder of the wall, and actually, the 10 by 10 section is recessed just a little bit from the wall.
Can I push on it?
You can. You push, and there's like, you can feel just a little bit of movement.
Can I push harder?
You push against it, and there's just a resistance a little bit. But there's just a slight amount of movement and give.
I'm gonna stop and tell them that it's not giving, but there's definitely something here.
Well,
Can I
maybe there's
attempt to glean lore about this situation?
Sure. Pop that glean lore. Let's see. Interesting. Religion. Okay. All right. A very, mature looking priest woman apparates in her ghostly form next to you that only you can see, Marion. She's wearing kind of this necklace that has this eye emblem on it. And you see she has this like a very like calm demeanor. Seems very, reserved almost. But she comes up and looks, gestures to the wall. This is a room of sanctuary. By sliding the door left and down, you may enter a place that he set aside.
Okay, slide the door.
Reflect on his creations.
And I'm gonna ask like which way.
These creations are in
Slide it
grave
left.
danger. They may already be destroyed, and you are too late.
Wait, what?
What?
I'm gonna try sliding the door left.
You push, the door slides left. Then pushing down, the door slides into the ground and revealing a chamber beyond.
Ooh.
Looks like we found our hidey hole.
Hopefully the door comes back up just as easy as it went down. Oh, there's like little alcoves back here.
Yes. As you look, there are 4 alcoves. The rest of the chamber is bare stone, featureless, empty. There is a layer of dust in this room that kind of stirs as you enter and kick it up in this darkened chamber. However, you see each of these alcoves has an image, an engraven image of a tower. And they all look kind of similar to the tower you're in now. But each one has its own little bit of variation. And then engraved at the top of each of them is this little, it must represent the Aeon Orb. It's this little like star-like thing on the top of each one of these towers. But other than the engraven images, there's nothing else in this chamber.
Does one of them look like this tower?
They all do, right?
Well,
They're all very similar,
But does one of them look
not
exactly like this tower?
exactly. None of them look exactly like the tower you were in.
Oh.
So
There's 5 of them.
maybe
Do
there are
I-
5.
Can I do a society check to see if I know of any other towers like this one? I don't know if we've done
Let's
this
see.
before.
Ratio.
I would also like to do a society check. Have I heard anything about this when I was younger in the city or something like that?
Warshisk. So the both of you have heard of some of these towers, but it's such a passive landmark to most folks. They're like, oh yeah, you go, you're traveling like a couple miles away from the tower, and they will, travelers around the main Isle of Kortos. So you're on the small Isle of Arran, just north of the larger Isle of Kortos, where Absalom is, and a bunch of stuff is. But there are, of these towers that are across the Isle of Kortos, but usually not a big deal. It's a useful landmark because there's a little light usually around them, but they've never had much significance that you've known about. But then you also don't know precisely where they are. Any of these other towers are. You just know that they're scattered around the Isle of Kortos.
Interesting.
Yep.
I wonder if the other towers have an identical room in them. Not that I think we'll ever see any of the other ones, but
Well,
I
we've
mean-
pretty much been asked.
um, do we want to set up camp here then?
Yeah, that would be good.
I think that's what we'll do.
All right.
Do we want to sleep now or see what we can find upstairs? You said we're
It was like afternoon, right? Late afternoon.
one
Yeah.
of your
Mhm.
ghosts told you there's not much time, right?
Yeah, we could press forward a little bit farther.
Always retreat back here.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I agree.
Should we leave the door open or closed?
Close it.
Closed.
Yeah,
Close
we
it,
don't give
yes.
it away.
We don't want them to know it's here.
So we'll file back out, I guess, and close the door behind us.
Okay. You can see in the alcove where the wall was, there seems to be this lever inside the wall that you can pull, and you have to kind of get your hand out of the way because the wall comes sliding back up into position.
Is it
obscuring
loud?
the lever. There's a dull thud. There's a and it hits the top and resumes its original position.
Okay.
But you
Maybe
close it
we
once
should
more.
clear out the first floor first.
If
Make
you
sure
say
there's
so.
nothing on the other side.
Well, I think that's where the dinosaurs are.
Well, if the dinosaurs are with more Zulgas, we're going to have to deal with the Zulgas sooner or later. If it's just dinosaurs,
Well, we
we
wouldn't
can
want
leave
to
them alone. But
have our escape route cut off.
It's true.
Like you begin heading toward the north.
Yeah.
Right. You see another stack of stones, much like before.
I have a feeling these are fences.
Squeeze on through.
Marion, stop right there for me.
All right.
All right. So you kind of squeeze through these stones, much like you did before. As you do so, okay. Consult a different page real quick. Don't worry about it. Okay. I need you to make a fortitude saving throw, Marion.
Oh, wow. The one that I am less good at.
No,
Okay.
did pretty well.
So as you pass between, and like your foot kind of slides as you're sliding past two of these stones, you feel your foot come across something, like a wire, and kind of like snap. And there's a sound of something falling, but it sounds like a rock for a second, but just a fraction of a second, because when the rock hits the ground, there is a thunderous booming sound. It temporarily deafens you, Marion. There's just a screeching in your ears as there is a loud sound. The curtain that you just come across, Marion, kind of goes out for a minute from the sound. But other than that, there is no other noise or anything else that happens. You all kind of stop for a second. There's just a really loud bang, and then
Bob.
Are you okay?
Jeez.
I will ask.
What?
Well, you wouldn't say what to me, but
Oh,
you say it, and then like, wait a minute.
well, that's right. 'Cause we speak in sign language, so
I don't speak sign language.
somebody else will have to translate.
I don't think he can hear a translation.
I will.
Well, sorry, I missed. I didn't see that chord. I was looking, but no luck.
What? Mop. I can't hear you.
I'm just staring at him.
Your hearing returns after just a moment, Marion.
Oh, jeez. What was that about?
Is he okay? Okay, I guess he is okay.
It kind of seems like a trap.
It's always when we're not checking.
An alarm, perhaps?
Surely it has alerted the dinosaurs that are surely at the end of this corridor.
Yeah.
If that was magic, I would have detected it. Guess it could be alchemical.
I mean, it sounded mechanical if they were rock. Oh, I don't know, something moving around.
Behind that.
Yeah,
that
Horatio,
harp.
you did not get any ping of magic as you came down this hallway.
I
There
would
are
like to.
alchemists about.
I would like to look at this curtain.
Okay. You stare at the curtain. It is dark and like this kind of almost like disintegrating fabric almost. It smells horrible. It's rancid in some places, but it is just hung across this chamber. There's kind of like a stick wedged between the stone at the top, and this, curtain kind of parts in the middle, but is mostly obscuring the chamber beyond.
Sure. I would like to take a torch and unlit and just use it to guide it aside.
Okay, so opening up kind of one half of the curtain.
Yeah.
Or trying. Okay, gotcha. So we'll say you kind of open up the curtain a little bit, part the kimono a little bit. Let's see. So, as you slowly part the curtain a little bit, you peer into this chamber. This chamber contains a row of square columns that stretches from west to east. The columns are covered in a phosphorescent lichen, growing with a dim green hue. Tattered black curtains hang between many of the columns, obscuring much of the room. As you kind of pull the curtain to a side, you see another curtain hanging between two columns. You're like, okay, just take a mental note of that. And then something comes flying through that curtain, kind of like lobbed up and then down, and hitting with a squelching sound. You see this chunk of raw, somewhat rotted meat, kind of graying in some places, that flops about 10 feet away from you. That's disturbing, but what follows is probably worse, as you see bursting through the curtain, following after the meat, is a velociraptor that comes out, snaps the meat, snaps it up into its mouth, and then looks, kind of licks its jowls and looks in your direction. And that is where we will pick up next time. Is the Velociraptor comes after Marion. More dinos next time on Really Playing Games: The Extinction.